we help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. February is all about love, and while you're out here showing love to your partner, don't forget about a place that shows up for you every single day you're home. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. That's a real deal, and there's no limit. You'll also get 0% interest for 36 months, $500 off your next home improvement project. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
This hour of Unsportsmanlike is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes and keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. nealgroup.net.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Breston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime.
The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Deadline drama. Those are the 2 words on the screen above me here in our Gruber Law Offices One Call That's All studios. My microphone, and that's not my microphone, it's my headphones. God bless America. Can't hear myself.
Right over there.
I'm sure you guys are like, oh, we wish we couldn't hear you. Just kidding. Deadline drama.
What's that?
That's what it says, Chew. It says deadline drama, which of course is referring to the trade deadline, which is today at 2 p.m. Central. I got to be honest with you. I'm waking up this morning. I'm feeling pretty good about the likelihood, the chances, the odds that Giannis Antetokounmpo remains a member of the Milwaukee Bucks after today's trade deadline, Gabe.
You feel, sure, I feel good. I don't know if I feel good.
What do you mean good?
I'm exhausted.
Like?
I am exhausted by this whole thing. And if we make it to 2 o'clock today and he's still here, it's just like a deep sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And then dread that we're going to be doing this again in 4 months.
Well, listen, you don't think about that. When I finish the college football season, I don't go, you know what's going to suck? August. I go,
well, yeah.
woo-hoo!
But at least there's a gap there. Like we're in February. This Bucks team, and hey, they won in overtime again last night.
Yes,
so
they did. That's right. And again, you don't know how to feel about that.
I don't know how to feel about
He's
that.
very conflicted about the victories at this point.
If you tried to watch the end of that game last night, it was ugly. I don't know if they were trying to lose the game, but between Kuzma throwing it out of bounds and then losing a guy on an inbounds pass with a second left, and then getting lucky enough that he missed the layup, so it went to overtime.
Oh, I got to tell you, when Miles Turner's foot was on the line for that three-pointer, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
It was like out of bounds. I don't know if it was on the line.
Yeah. Well, it was his right foot, and I think the official made the mistake of saying left foot, and then they showed it on the Jumbotron, and everybody in the arena went, he's clearly inbounds. And I was like,
that foot was.
Exactly. I was like, hey, take a gander at the other one, before your outrage spikes.
Was like in the lap of somebody sitting courtside.
Do you guys watch the whole game?
I pop in and out.
Yeah.
I check the score. I've got the score running on my phone. And so I'll take a look over and be like, all right, come over. It's on the television. It's just a matter of me doing other things. And by the way, I was at the animal hospital last night, but that's a story for another day or another segment. Don't want to get into that. But yes, in fact, I was in the waiting room watching the Bucks game on my phone, and the lady comes to talk to me about my dog. And I was like, just hold on a minute. I got to watch this play.
You know what?
Now what happened?
You know what this whole thing makes me do? It really makes me appreciate Shefty.
Oh, sure.
Shefty gets the information. He's not a waffler. Like, I looked yesterday, Josh sent it at 5:09. Bobby Marks and Brian Windhorst on Giannis. Bobby says we could see a Giannis deal in the next 8 hours.
Wait, are you reading it Giannis because your daughter's name is Gianna?
100%. It's 100% what just happened.
That's what I call her sometimes. I call her Giannis. And she loves it.
Because she's the GOAT.
She is the GOAT. And a grind. She's G squared. She's definitely. But I mean, like, what are we doing here? So I read that and I'm like, ooh, I better, check the phone for updates every now and then. And now it totally goes the other way. You know who we don't get that from? Shefty.
Well,
Shefty's not a waffler.
What Wendy and Bobby Marks were saying, and I don't think they were waffling, Chew. I think they were basically saying if the deal for Giannis, when that was sent out, when they had said that, doesn't happen in the next 8 hours, basically before everybody decided to go to bed and then before they wake up on Thursday. If it doesn't happen then, that a deal for Giannis is getting to the point where other teams getting involved, it's so complicated, it's not going to come together last second before the trade deadline. So what they were saying is if it doesn't happen in the next 8 hours, they don't think it's happening.
But it says we could see a Giannis deal in the next 8 hours.
Right, but I think that was before the Warriors decided to go in another direction, right? I think their point was, teams are going to need to know if the Bucks are willing to play ball here. And based on a report that we saw, last night, they weren't really engaging.
With the Warriors.
So is that just a tease? Because I'm not reading anymore. I read that, and that's enough.
Yeah, that's just the tease. There's more information there.
Then don't tease me. Don't tease me, bro. Don't tease me.
Don't tease me, bro.
Gabe mentioned Kuminga being traded. Obviously, he was sort of being used as a piece in a potential Giannis trade. So this article on The Athletic said the Kuminga departure would certainly appear to take the Warriors out of the mix for Milwaukee's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Team sources also indicated they had been told, excuse me, very important detail here, had not been told by the Bucks that their offer wouldn't be accepted prior to the trade for Porzingis. In fact, sources said there was an extended lack of communication from the Milwaukee side in recent days that left them and some other teams skeptical that Antetokounmpo would actually be on the move. And so I think when they say silence can be deafening. I think when you're not hearing from the Bucks about your potential trade offer, I think you go, it's not happening. We got to move on because our goal is still to improve this roster to make a playoff run, and they did.
But they're losing leverage by the minute.
The Bucks?
Who's they? The Bucks?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because it gets to a point where if Giannis walks, sorry, you're SO. You get a compensatory pick. Whoa, thank you.
Well, yeah, but Chewy, it's not going to get to that point. Like it's not like he's a free agent at the end of the year.
No, but one more year.
Sure, but that's one of those things I've seen, and Shams has put this out there on all the different SportsCenter hits. And I was watching SportsCenter yesterday when he said it, kind of implying that, well, if they don't trade him here, kind of what Chewy was saying, they lose leverage because Giannis can just say, well, I'm going to go here. Two things. One, Giannis hasn't done that yet, and I don't think that he is going to dictate where he goes. Two, I mean, he's kind of dictating where he goes anyway because even if you trade him now, the team acquiring him now or the team acquiring him over the summer is going to want to sign Giannis to an extension. And they're not going to give up what the Bucks want, picks and young players, unless they know Giannis is going to sign an extension with them. Or at least get the verbal confirmation with him, with that team. Yeah, I would sign here. Because no matter when it happens, either if it happens today, he can't sign until October 1st. If it happens over the summer, it can't happen 6 months until after that trade
Does
date.
this kind of show you how unfair the franchise tag is, though? Because if there was a franchise tag, he'd be screwed.
Oh, 100%. Yep. Yeah. Oh, and franchise tag, true. Yeah. And I know that's something we talked about the 18th game yesterday. Maybe that's something that the players want. Get rid of the franchise tag.
Yeah, but most players don't care about the rich guys. They don't.
Because the franchise tag impacts, 3 or 4, maximum 5 guys every season?
So I guess, is it fair, and this is what I want to put out to our loyal listeners as well, that I feel better about Giannis remaining in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform for the foreseeable future? Now, however you want to put the deadline on that, the expiration date on that, whatever, go ahead. I'm talking about right now. Now, you could also argue, well, Jen, great, he's going to be a member of the Milwaukee Bucks, but he's hurt. He's got the calf injury, so he's not going to play. But then I watched the Bucks play last night in overtime, and they beat the Pelicans, and I'm going, maybe this team can win enough games to play. I mean, can I just enjoy sports for a minute?
I mean, the Pelicans.
You can.
I mean, beating the Pelicans isn't something to be.
Oh, but they beat the Bulls in the game before.
Again, another team it's not like, oh, hey, look at us. We beat the Bulls.
But you build a little confidence. You start to see the idea, the framework of a team that can work together in Giannis's absence. I don't think that that's a bad thing unless you're team tank, which maybe you are. Maybe you are team tank because you know that you need that lottery pick in order to pair with Giannis in order to have success going forward, which is what is going to keep him in Milwaukee. My God, Chewy, I'm exhausted also.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm talking about.
Is this because it's the Bucks out? Because if it's the Packers, I mean, who cares you made the playoffs? Big flippin' whoop.
But does that send the message to Giannis that this team is just a piece away from being able to compete? I'm just asking you, like
a piece?
I'm just saying, if you're John Horst and you're trying to convince Giannis that you are capable, right? You've pulled a rabbit out of your hat before. You've hit all the buttons. You've pulled all the levers. You've tried to put this team in a position to contend. Would a playoff appearance be enough of a step forward from where they currently are to say, hey, look at what these guys that we accumulated, that we put together, were able to accomplish in your absence? Give me an opportunity to add to this mix, and let's make something happen.
I don't know. I'm a rip the Band-Aid kind of guy. I mean, if you're dating someone and you tell them, hey, stop going out. No, I'm going out. Well, you go out, you're gone. Stop going out. You go out. And you're out. Right?
I mean, sometimes, but sometimes you're such a great package sitting at home. You're just like, go ahead, go out. See what you can find.
Who dumped you for going out? That's what I want to know.
Angry.
Should have known.
My wife begs me to go out. She's got to go to Orlando. Are you going out? Why would I go out?
What am I going to do there? How certain are we that the ship just hasn't sailed for Giannis yet? That there is some way to reinvent the team and for him to believe that he can come back?
Oh, I'm sitting here. I said this yesterday too. 75-25. 25% he stays.
Okay.
I think there's a 25% chance that the Bucks can pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Right.
Get in a good enough pick that they can either use it or trade it to get somebody that makes sense for Giannis next year.
Yeah, it's not a direct comparison, but as we knew in the aftermath, Devontae was done with the Packers before the Packers were done with Devontae.
Whoa. And I think it's important, Joshy, to answer your question. We didn't get a chance on this program to talk about Eric Name's conversation with Giannis because that posted after our show. But more really compelling, interesting information in that article on The Athletic. If you haven't read it, what the heck are you doing with your life? Because if you're following this Giannis thing, that is absolutely another must read. And that was the exchange of Giannis basically saying to Eric, I want to be here. I have said that. I want to retire, which, again, is what he expressed to Jim Ozarski in the previous conversation. But he said to Eric, you know basketball. You see basketball. You understand basketball. You've been around greatness. You've been around a championship team. You've been around a good culture. You've been around when the popcorn was popping. You were around. You saw it. If you tell me that's possible again, we can hang up the phone and keep moving on with our day. No. Neither of us hung up the phone. And neither of us moved on with our day.
Look,
just look at that team. Just look at that team. That team was really, really good. Look at the pieces they have. They ain't even close to having those pieces.
Yeah.
Not close. There's no magic wand that says, okay, we're the Seattle Seahawks next year.
And it's tougher to do in the NBA. Yeah, I think it's tougher to kind of you don't. It takes time. Like for the Bucks turnaround with Giannis, that took years. Right? For them to build up to that championship. It just takes more time, typically in other sports. The NFL has prided itself from teams being, both these teams in the Super Bowl, Chew. The Patriots were the worst team in the AFC East. Now they're in the Super Bowl. Seahawks missed the playoffs last year. Now they're in the Super Bowl. You just don't see that as much in the NBA. It takes time to kind of build that up. You got to build that momentum. And to be where the Bucks are, to turn it around that quickly, that's tough.
So Gabe, let me ask you this. If everyone was being completely truthful.
Yep.
How long does it take?
To put together a deal?
No. To
build a championship.
From what they have right now to build a championship team. With the Dame Lillard money out there that you just threw out the window, with that, how long would it take for them to be able to compete for a championship?
Probably 2 years. 2 years
so
with
next
everything
year
going
in the
wrong.
following year?
Probably, yeah. Because you unless they just pull off some unbelievable moves. But even then, like we talked about this when they traded for Dame, usually when guys are coming together, it takes even a season to kind of get that chemistry down where you feel good about competing for a championship.
So a 33-year-old Giannis.
Yeah.
So that's 2 years at best, is what you're saying.
That's if you
hit on everything, right?
Yeah. To me, that's if everything goes right.
That's a tough start for Giannis.
That next year would be like, oh, hey, this is a pretty competitive team, and you're the 4 or 5 seed, maybe you're the 3, who knows, in the East. You make a little bit of a run, and you go, oh, okay, now we know what we have to add around the margins in this team, and then you can go win it 2 years.
Well, I remember we had Craig Karmazin on last Friday, and he was, standing on business when he was talking about how this year there is no off-season, other basketball, right? And so he was saying, so theoretically, Giannis should be the healthiest he's ever been after this year, to which I was like, well, wait, does the offseason impact health or not, Craig? You can't have it both ways.
You know who Craig is?
Tell me.
You know who Craig is? He's Goody. He's Goody. They're one and the same. They should hold hands next time they see one another because they're really one person.
Chewy can't wait to get to the Goody conversation this morning. He is just champing at the bit. He's so excited to lay into the GM about his press conference yesterday. We got to get to Jason Wilde. He is coming up next. He was at the Goody press conference yesterday. But get us your reaction to everything that has happened in the NBA with regards to Giannis, okay? It does feel like the teams are out of the mix. It does feel like, barring something crazy happening within the next... How many hours are we? 7? 5 plus 2?
Oh, yeah. A little less than 7.
Yeah.
Less than 7.
7 hours away. It feels like, barring something crazy happening, Giannis Antetokounmpo will remain a member of the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm excited about that prospect. Don't know what the future holds, but for the time being, it seems like Giannis will remain in Milwaukee. We'll take a break. Jason Wilde joins us right after this.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're getting ready to propose, the Jewelry Center, it's the place to go for the ring. They're the go-to spot for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. It's what I did. Now, look, maybe you don't know what that engagement ring is going to look like. Yeah, maybe you have some ideas. Maybe you don't. Go to our Pinterest page, bring those in. To me, what separates the Jewelry Center and why I recommend the Jewelry Center to everyone is because they made the process for me as easy as it possibly could be. There's somebody there to help you go through every step. Again, I kind of had an idea, looked at a couple of rings in person, and finally was able to grab that ring that my now wife absolutely loves. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whenever you're in the market for, they've got it. Check out their inventory at one of the 4 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, Burlington, and Mequon, or take a look online. Shop TJC.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
I don't know what's going on around Highway F, but we've got our third broken down vehicle in the area. Eastbound 94, basically just past Highway F. We've got 2 right around it, and then we've got another one closer to Springdale. All out of traffic, but definitely want to be careful around that area. Also slowing down from 84th Street all the way to about Hawley Road. Westbound 94 backed up from 35th Street past Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, light snow likely, around an inch possible, a high of 32. Tonight, chance of snow or a wintry mix, a low of 25. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home, Blow, and Bailey Combs. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not one, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics?
Since I've gone to them, I run 20, 30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training.
It's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previent Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local and I can always get a hold of my representative who I have on speed dial or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems business technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
Time for Jason Wilde, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Jason. How are you today?
Everything's great. Everything's great.
You got any? I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Games, but otherwise everything's great.
Everything's great.
It's great. Corner depth is great.
Rashad Gary also great.
Special teams are great.
Rich Bisaccia is so great. Well, let's start there. Chewy was very frustrated with the tone of Brian Gutekunst's press conference yesterday, given how much the team underperformed. Your reaction, sir?
Yeah, it's what I've said from the beginning, and I firmly believe in. And I don't know why they can't just say it. You know, I don't know if you, with the setup, I don't know if the questions were audible or not. But toward the end, I just said, why can't you just say, we thought we had a pretty damn good football team. We got screwed with injuries to our most important players, and if that hadn't happened, we'd have been pretty damn good. Like, if you're going to paint the picture that everything's great, because that's kind of what he did. We have to learn how to close games, right? I mean, my question about do you need to sprinkle in a few more veterans, he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, so if that's your takeaway, right? Everything's great. Then why can't you just say that we'd have been fine if we just wouldn't have lost our two best players? Like, if that's your hypothesis that everything's great, then that would mean to me anyway that you thought you had enough to be playing on Sunday in this game. I'm not sure that I think that they were that good, but I would tend to agree with most of that theory. But then just admit it. Like, I don't know if there's some sort of like NFL rule that I'm not aware of that prevents you from saying that or what. But like, again, he brought up the 2010 team, and as much as Chewy and I both loved Jermichael Finley, he was not a complete tight end the way Tucker Kraft was. I still don't think that's an apples to apples comparison on a team that overcame injuries. That was a team that certainly had a great quarterback and certainly got lucky that Deshaun Jackson returned a punt for a touchdown so they could get into the playoffs and get hot. But that was my takeaway, is that even though they won't say it out loud, if everything is hunky-dory, then you must have thought that the injuries were the reason why you didn't get farther in the season.
But even with all that, Jason, you can't take him at his word. And I don't want to call him a liar, but he hasn't been truthful throughout his tenure with certain things. So, I mean, even though he said it, gushed over Gary and Bisaccia, he gushed over Aaron Jones and said, we're going to do whatever it takes to re-sign him, and then they give him a ridiculous offer. Is he that way and doesn't call people out because we live in a generation where people are so sensitive you can't do that? Or
that could be part of it. And look, it's probably player to player, right? I mean, I'm sure there are some players that if the GM said, look, we need Chimura, we need more from him. Like, we count on him, and we need more from him, and he understands that, and he'd be the first one to say he didn't do enough for this team. Like, there are ways to say that. To your point, and look, I don't want to be romanticizing the past, but I talked to Ron Wolf for about an hour earlier this week, and he was always the unvarnished truth, man, and I was always nervous early in my career when I would call him, because I would have a list of questions written down, and if question 3 and 4 were based on the premise of question 1, and then he blew up question 1, you were completely screwed. Like, now you're trying to figure out, how am I going to ask these questions? I was intimidated by him. I was.
You weren't alone.
Now, yeah, exactly.
I mean, he also controlled your job, Chew, so I guess I understand where the intimidation for you comes from.
Yeah. But he never lied, right? He was as straight of a shooter as they come. And, there was a point yesterday, I have to admit, and look, every time I'm critical of Goody, I get all this blowback like I'm some sort of Goody hater. But the Aaron Jones example popped into my head because someone asked him about Josh Jacobs, and he went on a very lengthy soliloquy about how we need a player like that in our locker room. He's so great for this team, and he's everything you want. And I was like, okay, so what's going to happen with him? Because there are some contractual things that you have to clarify then for him to be on this team next year, right? I don't think they just want to leave his contract untouched. So they're going to have to make some, adjustments where they, do some conversions and stuff like that, because otherwise, you're exactly right. He used the word absolutely when we were talking about Aaron Jones a couple of years ago. That doesn't leave you a whole lot of wiggle room then when you offer him a, low ball offer. I don't know if it was $2 or $3 million for a year, and he ends up getting $7 million from the Vikings. And then, by the way, and I know Aaron Jones, an imperfect player, but he's the same kind of guy, that great, unbelievable teammate, locker room guy, whatever. he had 1,000 yards for the Vikings in 2024. So it's not like he was some schlub who, we got to keep him for the culture, which, the culture thing, I've brought that up with Bisaccia, and I've tried to tell people on our station, and they don't like to hear it, that's one of the things that they love about Bisaccia. And then what were the first words out of Goody's mouth yesterday when he was asked about special teams and Rich Bisaccia? Culture was like the third word.
So I guess the problem I have, Jason, with everything he said, like he's saying things where both can't be true. Like you can't expect, those guys are under contract. I expect them to be back when talking about guys like Elton Jenkins, Rashawn Gary, etc. And then also say, but we can do whatever we want in free agency. Like both of those statements can't be true because in order to do whatever you want in free agency, presumably you're going to have to offload those contracts in order to open up the money. So is that his way of saying, we're going to offer Elton Jenkins and Rashawn Gary significant pay cuts, and if they don't accept him, then we're going to cut him?
I guess, but you're right. I actually said almost the exact same phrase to Homer last night when we were kind of doing the because that was the first show of ours that I did after Goody talked. I mean, I did talk with Jessica and Greg Matzik on TMJ, but I he said things that it's either one or the other. It can't be both.
Be true. Yes, both can't be true.
Again, I always feel good when I was thinking the same thing that you were. That makes me feel like maybe someday I could be a national radio host. But seriously, you're right. And again, I do think to Chewy's previous point, I don't know why this is the case. I don't know if it is because players are more sensitive and their feelings get hurt. Because look, who the hell am I to be questioning people getting their feelings hurt, right? I am as sensitive as they come. I'm self-aware. I get it. But again, to my point, I do think that there are ways to say things that make it clear that that specific person needs to be better, or he was not as productive as we needed him to be. I mean, goodness gracious sakes alive, as my grandmother used to say. Rashawn Gary went 10 games in a row to end the season without a sack. Yeah, he had a few pressures in there. Way to go. Thank you for your service. But, you can't. How do you put lipstick on that kind of a big statistic?
Yeah.
There's no way around it. You cannot be an elite pass rusher who got a $96 million contract and go 10 games without a sack. That's we've got Tony Gwynn on our team, and he went 37 games without a base hit. Okay, then Tony Gwynn, who's one of the greatest hitters in baseball history, didn't do that. That's why he was great.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I don't know why it is. I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little frustrated at times. I asked about the idea of, do you just need to sprinkle in? I didn't want to throw Evan Williams under the bus to the GM, and Evan Williams is fine. They love him. He's a really good football player. He's everything they want. He's like Micah Hyde 2.0, which of course means they'll let him walk after his rookie contract and tell him with 6 games left of the season, we're not re-signing you. But Evan Williams is the type of young player, Chew, that you would love.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's old school. His dad was on that Cal team that had the band is on the field kickoff return.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been around football his whole life. His brother played college football and was in the pros for a while. He's just so mature. And I will never forget. In fact, I have not deleted the recording because I feel like I might have to use it again, even though I transcribed it. But talking to him in the visitors' locker room of Soldier Field and me saying, look, I want you to tell me the truth. If I'm completely off base here, just tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. About the idea that they lack a maturity. And he was the perfect guy to ask because he's so mature. But they don't handle success well, right? When they get leads, they don't put their foot on and they don't handle adversity well. And to me, that's where a few veteran guys beyond Josh Jacobs, who's kind of the only guy, and I guess Xavier McKinney to some degree, but who's kind of the only guy that's like established and calm and smart and savvy and experienced enough to say, all right, look, we can handle this one way or the other. And when I asked if there was an immaturity to this team, his response was, you hit the nail on the head. And so then to come to the general manager yesterday and just ask, I'm not saying you need to get Charles Woodson and Jordy Nelson out of retirement and have a bunch of 50-year-old dudes on your team. But, like, the idea that you could use 3 or 4 guys, and I said, it seems the age 30 is a pretty clear line of demarcation. And he literally said, I don't think it's that. You only have your kicker and your long snapper who've had his 30th birthday.
It's crazy.
If they're the only two that you're going to cut Elton Jenkins now that he's 30. Like, how can you say it's just, it's kind of the old Ted Thompson line of, it just worked out that way. There's no way.
You know what,
that's
Jason?
not true.
And to that point, too, I mean, when I was a young player, these veterans are like coaches, too. And we have questions about the Packers coaching staff. I mean, I can't tell you how much Eddie West helped me. I can't tell you how much Keith Jackson helped me. And I'm sure across the board, Reggie helped Gilbert and Santana, and Eugene Robinson helped. It's like having another coach on the field. And these guys at times seem like they need to be coached.
Yeah, Tausch will tell you Raleigh McKenzie, Reggie's brother. I mean, Raleigh McKenzie basically helped Tausch take his roster spot. That's basically what Raleigh did.
Yeah,
right.
Raleigh,
the rookie
awesome
7th-round pick doesn't just make the team, but ends up starting at right tackle. And in large part, it's because Raleigh helped him in training camp in the off season. And so again, I understand older play. And look, I'm not supposed to be it's hard for me. And I'm sure people who listen to all of our shows understand this because I'm not very opinionated very often. It's because it's my job to give you insight and analysis and the facts and report information so you know more as a fan. So I try not to advocate for this, that, I get so much grief for the Jordy Nelson thing because I still have him on the team, and I try to make fun of myself and say the same thing. I'd be pulling him off the farm right now to be the 5th receiver. But the truth of the matter is, he wanted one more year with this team, 2018. He had been robbed of the 17 season with his buddy Aaron Rodgers and the 15 season by his own ACL tear. Rodgers with his broken collarbone. He was willing to take 1 year, $2 million as his pay cut. And it was his quarterback and Davante Adams who talked him out of it, said, look, you can't do that. That's insulting that they offered you that. And so he gets more money from the Raiders. And when I went to Goody at the scouting combine and asked him, we all got little one-on-ones with him at this restaurant called Harry and Izzy's. And when I said to him, look, I just don't understand, why you wouldn't have – because remember, they missed the playoffs in 18. Mm-hmm. McCarthy got fired. He would have had value on that team. Mm-hmm. And his argument was that it would have stunted Davante Adams' growth as the number 1 wide receiver. And I said, you realize that both Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers would have told you to your face, Davante Adams is our number 1 wide receiver. And if you don't believe me, look at the 17 game in Dallas where Davante Adams comes back to the huddle after an incomplete pass in the end zone and says to Rodgers, the 2-time MVP at the time, throw a better damn ball and it'll be a touchdown. That's what a number 1 wide receiver does.
Yeah. Throw a better damn ball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jason, you're going to want to listen. You're going to want to listen in the second hour of the show because Chewy's going to play Goody. Chewy's going to answer the questions that were asked of Goody.
Play?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The way that he thinks that Goody should have answered them. It's going to be great entertainment.
It'll be more like how Ron would answer it, Jason. Like you said, he's a straight shooter. I just don't understand why he's not a straight shooter.
We got to let you go, Jason. Good stuff. We appreciate the insight, and I know you guys will be talking about this on Wilde and Tausch after our program this morning.
Yeah, I have to record weekly Wilde, so I'll have to listen later. But this is like what my favorite show as a kid was the Muppet Show, and I feel like this is like. I know, and I can't wait to hear Chewy be one of those two old guys up in the booth,
the balcony.
All right, guys, take care, be good.
He's Jason Wilde. As I said, you can hear him on a myriad of programs here, and apparently you could find Wilde. Is it Wilde's Corner, Weekly Wilde, on the ESPN Wisconsin app as well. I didn't know it was called Weekly Wilde. That's good to know. All right, we'll take a break, but you got to get your dial-in fingers ready. 800-990-3776. We've got superb owl squares coming up next here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. 800-990-3776 if you want to add your name to our big board for the big game. It's next.
Hey, make sure today you're listening from noon until 2. Wall-to-wall NBA trade deadline coverage. Will Giannis be traded? Will the Bucks stand pat? Don't miss the NBA trade deadline show today from noon to 2 with me, Ben Brust, and Alex Strofe.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we've got backups from just past 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road. On the westbound side, it's got backups from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Seeing some delays now on 4394 northbound, just crossing from the Holt Avenue area all the way up past Oklahoma. Eastbound 894 also starting to slow down a bit from 92nd Street past Forest Home, so it's starting to build up a little bit. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, light snow likely, around an inch possible, a high of 32. Tonight, chance of snow or a wintry mix, a low of 25. Weather is brought to you by The Pickler, Menominee Falls. Cold outside? Get moving indoors with free learn-to-play pickleball every Monday and Saturday. Learn more at thepickler.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Brewers mini ticket plans for the 2026 season are available now with 6-game, 12-game, and build-your-own-plan options. You can pick or build the best plan for your schedule, whether you're gearing up for tailgates under the sun, the thrill of the home runs, or the eruptions of walk-off wins. Brewers mini plans have you covered for the 2026 season with specially discounted ticket rates and more exclusive perks in each plan. Check out all the mini plan options available for 2026 now at brewers.com/ticket plans.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions, or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And guess who didn't hit the hole? Zeke Elliott.
Ashton.
Well, I mean, yes. You all right back there?
It's so true.
It was a direct shot. She took out the sniper rifle and just...
No, she got right up to me, took out a Glock, and just shot.
Yeah, right in the balls.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Superb Owl Squares is back, and it's a total game changer. Listen to the show all week long for a chance to get squares presented by our friends at Professional Construction, Inc. And our winner will take home a virtual interior design service valued at $500 plus a $100 Home Depot gift card, compliments of PCI. Let the pros draw up the winning play. It's a conceptual, budget-friendly design service. You're getting real professional interior design support from the PCI in-house team. Learn more about the virtual interior design service at professionalconstructioninc.com. Superb Owl Squares is presented by Professional Construction, Inc. All right, we've got callers lined up, 800-990-3776 if you want to get in on the action. Chef Ed is first up on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Chef Ed, are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Ready to go. Throw me a layup, Gabe.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of layups left in the first batch of questions we have here.
Nope.
Sorry, Chef Ed. So we'll go here. Jackson Smith and Jigma could become the second player since the 1970 merger to record 150 receiving yards in back-to-back playoff games. Who was the first?
Oh, boy. I'll take a shot at it. I'll say Lynn Swan.
Lynn Swan is incorrect. Incorrect. Best of luck to you, Chewy.
The fact that you said the 70 merger... Lance Allworth.
Again, it's an L name, Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald in 2008 had back-to-back 150-yard playoff.
Larry Fitzgerald's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Oh, yeah.
He did that against the Packers, right?
One of them.
Thought so.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I remember
What a
that
waste, though. Being on such a crappy team.
Being in Arizona all those years.
He probably would have been even better.
Yeah, because they never had a quarterback.
Like Megatron.
No. Or
well, at least
Randy
Megatron
Moss.
had Matthew Stafford to throw him the football. So at least they had somebody competent to get him the ball. I mean, they didn't win a lot of games, but somebody could actually get him the football.
Yeah, and he was a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Megatron?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mike and Franklin, you're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Let's do it.
Who is the only head coach that Sam Darnold has played 2 full seasons for?
Whoa. Wow.
Only head coach.
This is tricky.
2 full seasons.
2 full seasons.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings coach. I'm losing his name. The Vikings, the current Vikings head coach.
It's not the correct answer anyway.
Is it the Carolina head coach?
It is not.
Chewy, you got to guess. Think about Sam Darnold. Think about early in his career.
Yeah.
Eyeballs.
Think about seeing ghosts.
Oh, I know who Eyeballs is.
Rex Ryan?
Oh, so close.
That would be feet.
Yeah,
that would have been
Who?
feet. Adam Gase. Adam Gase was the answer.
Now that
With
he
the
said
Jets?
eyeballs, everybody knows what he's talking about. When he was sitting at that press conference and his eyes were just wandering around, you were like, hey, buddy, lock in.
It looked like they're about to shoot out of his skull.
All right, that's 0 for 2 this morning. 800-990-3776. We got Chris and Oconomowoc up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares, Chris?
Yes.
All right, so this Super Bowl famously pitting 2 head coaches that both have defensive backgrounds. Which was the last Super Bowl that head coaches coming from defensive backgrounds went head-to-head?
I think I got it.
Let's say Super Bowl 50.
Oh, so close. So
well, hold on. Do you know who the coaches were in Super Bowl 50? Maybe he's just got the year wrong.
Super Bowl 50.
Well, maybe he's just got the year wrong.
50 would have been Kubiak and Ron Rivera.
Lovie Smith, Tony Dungy?
No.
One, though.
Super Bowl 51. Dan Quinn, Bill Belichick.
To be fair, these are the hard questions from our friend Hembo over on Get Up. So, yeah, I'm not real confident that these are going to be answered by anybody. All right, let's go out to Mike in Oak Creek. Mike in Oak Creek, you're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Now let's see if we can make it 1 out of 5.
Best of luck to you. Who is the only quarterback to win the Super Bowl and then change teams that offseason?
Ooh, this is a good one. Chewy might know it. Chewy might know it.
Yeah.
Wasn't Brady. I know that.
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of time to think about this one because it's a little difficult.
I'll go with Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner is incorrect.
Brad Johnson or Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, it was Trent Dilfer.
Winner, chicken dinner, Chew.
Trent Dilfer. Went from the 2000 Ravens, won that Super Bowl. The next year he was playing for the Seattle Seahawks.
I have 2 questions on my sheet that haven't been asked yet.
That is incorrect. We have asked all 15.
Check this first one here and see if that one. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, someone got that one correct.
AJ in Heartland, and then flip it over. The top one on that one is the other one I have.
We asked that one because that was one when we were going through the either or. We
asked
like a
50-50.
couple of them.
All right.
We got back to back.
AJ in Heartland, you're up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares?
Ready, but not hopeful with these questions.
All 3 of Tom Brady's Super Bowl losses came against the same division. What's that division?
The NFC East.
That is correct.
Nice. Giants, Eagles. Giants twice?
Giants twice, Eagles once.
Yeah.
Well, if you knew the Giants, which a lot of people do, that's the obvious one, and we talked about that a little bit when we were talking about the 16-0 season. AJ and Heartland, stay on the line. You're our winner this morning. You will be added to our big board for the big game. And, of course, we will play one more time this morning and the final 2 installments tomorrow on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Those were hard.
Well, yeah, again, those were... He sent along 5 hard questions, and, yeah, those were among the different
Although
ones.
Chewy gave us a twofer on that one, but he got Trent Dilfer, so I'm impressed. Adam Gase is wild. The only head coach Sam Darnold has played 2 full NFL seasons for is when he was with the Jets, and Adam Gase was his coach 2019 to 2020.
Was he the OC with Chicago?
Gase?
Yes, when I was there.
Yes. Yeah. Was he also in Miami?
Yeah.
He was yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he had rose to prominence working with Peyton Manning. Mm-hmm. So that's why everybody wanted Adam Gase, because Gase and Manning worked well together, especially in Denver.
If you could ride someone's coattails, man, you could go far, you know? I'm not sure that Nathaniel Hackett is a good coach, but he was with the Packers, and the Packers were having success, and Rodgers seemed to like him, and
now he's got another shot at being an OC.
Now he's got another job. It's amazing. All right, we'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to in the show, including Chewy Plays Goody. That's coming up in the second hour here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Are you looking for a lifestyle change? Maybe just shedding extra pounds? There comes a point where you know it's time to do something for yourself. I wanted real goals, real change, and I decided 2026 is the year I look and feel my best. I'm Josh DiMaggio, and I'm starting that journey with Milwaukee Weight Loss. From the first consultation, their team really listened and built a customized plan around me and my goals. I've lost over 16 pounds at this point, and I'm feeling great. This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during their Valentine's sale, now through February 28th only. This program is different. No intense workouts, no prepackaged meals, no counting calories or points, no drugs, surgery, or injections, just a proven metabolic reset. Many patients lose up to a pound of fat a day. Some people lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. Milwaukee Weight Loss has already helped thousands of people change their lives. There's no better time than now to take control and start feeling confident again. Schedule a free consultation at 262-235-3980. That's 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Milwaukee Weight Loss, the time is now.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Kyle Bruston Nortman.
We need the final end here.
Oh, okay. Screw you, Ben, bro.
KBN.
Brian Gutekunst is going to have his best offseason of his entire career. I've been thinking about roster development lately and what Goody has in store for him. And I don't see any way this team can become a title contender unless Goody has the best offseason of his whole career.
Kyle Brust and Nortman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
The post-crib assembly press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, well, you saw the outcome.
Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Access to education changes lives. That's why National University provides flexible online and hybrid programs from associate to doctorate degrees. Since 1971, NU was built to serve non-traditional working and military learners nationwide. NU understands the demands of work, family, and service. Each year, more than 130,000 learners trust National University to move forward. Visit nu.edu to learn more.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. February is all about love, and while you're out here showing love to your partner, don't forget about a place that shows up for you every single day, your home. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. That's a real deal, and there's no limit. You'll also get 0% interest for 36 months, $500 off your next home improvement project. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
If you're into muskie fishing, the Muskie Expo is the place to be this coming weekend, the 13th through the 15th, where you'll find an excellent assortment of everything muskies, held at the Washington County Fair Park. Find out more at muskieexpo.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I have told you how many times. Do not mess with electricity, Chew.
And I don't. I did. I did. But I don't.
Incident?
There was one.
Plumbing, you're going to get wet. Electricity, you're going to die.
On 94.5 ESPN.
All right, I feel like we have to bring it up. Joshy, buddy, what happened with the eye? What's going on over there? You got a little pirate thing going on.
Well, it's got all the lights off in there.
Yeah, it's very dark. I can barely see you.
Put on my shades now that I'm on camera here. Truthfully, I don't know what happened.
You know.
I don't. I think I scratched my eyeball in my sleep. Something was going on, and then next thing I knew, I've had watery eye, a little I don't know what to call it, some sort of issue, and now I look like a freak. My eyes are bloodshot. They randomly.
Well, it's just the one.
Yes, my eye. Yes. This
It's
morning,
cold.
it looked like I was sobbing when I got out of bed and went and looked at myself in the mirror and said, "Whoa!" I expected worse, frankly. I was like, "Is it going to be swollen? How's it going to go?" It feels better today. It just looks worse.
It's called the backhand.
I don't think I got backhand. I think I would have remembered that one.
From someone that gets backhanded quite often. Yeah.
So, should I make accusations that it happened?
That's not an accusation. It's an inquiry. Okay, you just is there any chance
I think Chewy's
maybe
making an accusation?
Yes, that's very true. Is there any chance that while we were sleeping, you might have
You know what's funny?
caught my eye with a fingernail?
I did get told I've been restless recently, so there's at least some smoke there.
Yeah, we're building a case is what we're doing.
There is no prior issues that I'm aware of. Now, I certainly could be unaware of them, but yeah, word to the wise, avoid scratching your eye. You need them a lot. You use them a lot. It's quite annoying to try and do your daily tasks like drive a car, look at computer screens.
How did you drive? The sun was like very out yesterday.
We call it pirating, Gabe. You close one eye, you give it a little rest, you just grind through it, and then I basically wore sunglasses for the rest of the
You
afternoon.
guys are worried when I'm on the road.
You might have scratched your cornea, buddy, which I've done, and they give you a patch.
It's improved today, and I can feel where it's located, and it's like very close to the bridge of my nose.
Hey, could you just go get a patch? Just for content. Then we can sing yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
I don't. If it gets worse, I certainly could end up with a patch, even if I want one or not. They might not leave me any option, but I'm on the up and up. I'm feeling better.
You look like Bruno Mars right now. You know, he wears sunglasses
I was
when he
thinking
performs.
more Stevie Wonder. That's more my style.
Tread lightly.
I mean, do you have to? I mean, there's a lot of evidence out there, Jack.
Yeah, I know
Tread lightly.
I can get you some literature if you're interested.
But I think Jack Sparrow would be the way to go.
Or Kramer.
I think some people can pull off an eye patch. I don't know if I'm that guy.
With a beard?
Let's find out. I think we
You
should
look
find
like
out.
Redbeard.
Somebody will have to run to Walgreens in the time that we're here and bring me back an eye. I'll wear an eye patch.
And a
for the show.
bandana.
Do you want
Now,
me to
that'd
cut
be
off
cool.
my leg and have a pig?
No, that's too far. But I wouldn't mind a parrot. You can throw a parrot up there on your shoulder. Maybe a little gold earring, a little gold hoop earring, right? And then you have to speak like a pirate while you're dressed like that, right?
Yeah.
Every conversation.
You know, they have parakeets down here, and
Yeah,
they're
is it-
annoying as ever.
Isn't it just because people like released pets and then it sort of took off from there?
No, they fly in flocks of like 30, and they don't shut up. But they're cool. They're green.
When are you going to go python hunting, speaking of Florida?
I'm out.
You're out.
Wait, hold on. I have seen a ton of videos in the last 48 hours or so of people who have been collecting those
Iguanas?
Yes.
And eating them?
Oh, the frozen iguanas.
And eating them.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yep. I saw a video, iguana tacos. And I was like, apparently they say it tastes like chicken.
Chicken of the trees.
Chicken of the trees is exactly what they said, Josh. I think we saw the same video.
It kind of looked good, honestly, when it was finished. Once you ignore the fact that it's iguana,
That's
put
a tough
together a hell
ask,
of a
buddy.
meal.
It's a real tough ask, all right? I'm not sure I can ignore the fact.
It's been a minute since we've had a little food taste test here on
Oh,
Jen and Chewy.
my gosh. Should we try iguana tacos?
I feel like we kind of have to.
Chewy's got to make them, though, because I'm not cutting the blah, 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 blah. Maybe someone else does all of that. But I've seen truckloads of the iguanas because they get stunned by the cold and then they fall out of the trees and people collect them because apparently they're an invasive species, which I did not know. They collect them, they cook them, they enjoy them, and they post it on social media.
So we start looking online for ground iguana?
Sausage.
Fallen
You
iguanas.
ate snake for crying out loud.
Yeah, but that
Iguanas
was
will
also
walk in the
hashtag
park.
content.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying. What do you think we're trying to do right now?
Can we just start with the patch on Joshy, please? Okay?
We're past that.
All right, I'll think about it. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 43 at Good Hope Road. We do have the left shoulder blocked with a crash. That is a car, white car facing the wrong way. There is another car in front of it. I don't know if it's a squad or not, and then there's another one behind it. So just be careful with that whole area. We are definitely seeing delays coming in from Brown Deer Road all the way past that scene. More backups from just south of Silver Spring all the way down to about Locust. Northbound's tightening up right from Fond du Lac Avenue up past North. We've also got some delays along westbound 94 from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. More delays from Moreland to Calhoun. Eastbound is backed up from the Zoo Interchange all the way to about 27th Street. And, of course, we've got our usual backups on 35th Street. Just as a reminder, that is your way to get through the Menominee Valley. North and southbound both kind of backed up, especially between Highway 59, National Avenue, and the freeway. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, light snow likely, around an inch possible, a high of 32. Tonight, chance of snow or a wintry mix, a low of 25. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you've experienced an acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
We are continuing to monitor the activity in the NBA in advance of the trade deadline today at 2 p.m. Central. We will, of course, keep you updated if there is any news, if there is anything that affects the situation with Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee. Keep getting us your reaction to the moves that were made last night by some of the teams that we may be considered potential trade partners. And let us know if you believe that Giannis will be a member of the Milwaukee Bucks later this afternoon. I want to get to this Goody conversation that we were having. We talked to Jason Wilde about this a little bit earlier this morning. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to play for you Goody's response to several critical questions about the team from this past season. You're going to hear how Goody responded to it, and then Chewy is going to give us how he would have responded to the same inquiry. So where should we begin, guys? We got three main ones that we want to target today.
Should I not listen, Jen?
You can listen. Yeah, I think you should listen.
I mean,
to Goody.
I can't imagine it's going to change your answer all that much, Chew.
Yeah.
I think you listening is critical, so you can offer a different response.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's guaranteed. I'm pretty sure there's no way.
Feel very
yes,
confident
exactly.
in that.
So let's just start with Rich Bisaccia, okay? There are a lot of people who have questioned whether or not Rich Bisaccia has value to this organization anymore. Let's start with Brian Gutekunst's answer yesterday when asked about Rich Bisaccia's role with this team. Here it is.
You know what Rich brings to this our culture, this football team. You know, is just it's really, he's a very impactful coach around here. You know, certainly, I thought we've been better on teams the last few years than we've been in a long time. Our cover units have been better. We got one of the best punters in the National Football League. We've got an excellent snapper. Brandon was excellent last year. This year, again, he worked through some things injury-wise and then had a bad playoff game. You know, that was kind of how that ended. But no, I got a lot of faith in Rich and his staff, what they do around here. Not only the X's and O's and what they bring to the field, but what they bring to this place culturally is really important.
Chewy, how would you have responded to a question about Rich Bisaccia's continued employment at 1265?
I would say, well, Rich, first off, is well liked in the building. Players like him. But there's a standard here in Green Bay, and I don't think we've been living up to the standard. Now, I don't handle the firing and hiring of coaches. I give a little input from here and now. But our philosophy here should be not only to upgrade players and to evaluate them and get better with a roster, we should be doing the same when it comes to coaches. So I refer to Matt on that, but the standard here is very high. And if there's someone better outside the building and we have a chance to bring him in, I would think Matt would do that.
Gabe, you like that?
I do. And look, I keep going back to this. Like, when it comes to special teams, the Packers are good at the special teams they care about. They have invested and they care about their coverage units, and the coverage units were both top 10 in the league this year. They don't give a rip about punt returns. They maybe care a little bit about kick returns, but if they cared about punt returns, they'd have somebody else other than Romeo Doubs back there to receive punts. No, they just want Romeo back there to maybe get a couple yards here and there, but for the most part, you throw up the hand, you call a fair catch, and that's it. The Packers' special teams, yes, they care if they make and miss kicks, but again, that comes down to more McManus than it does the coach. So they care about their coverage units. They were good at coverage units. That's why you get the answer that you got from
What about blocked kicks
yesterday.
And protection, though? Right? I mean, look no further than the Cowboys game. Look no further than the Browns game when a blocked extra point mattered and a blocked field goal mattered. You know, like, those type of things should go on the special teams coordinator coach's ledger. Should they not? Look, I'm with you on McManus, right? Am I going to blame Rich Bisaccia because McManus forgot how to kick in the most critical games of the season? No,
Yeah, but
that seems unreasonable.
But with that, Jen, why are you giving credit to the punter?
Yeah, no, the punter's
You know
the
what I'm
punter.
saying?
Like, the punter, yeah, Rich doesn't.
He punts.
The punter was really good this year, Chew, but
Yeah.
also, Rich doesn't get any credit for that.
No.
Right? If you have
No.
a good punter or kicker, like, it's not like he's teaching them technique.
What I don't understand is the philosophical change from Ron and Ted. Because under Ron, obviously, we had Pro Bowl returners in Desmond and Roll Preston. And then Ted kind of carried that over because Alan Rossum, though, was good.
But Rossum was more, that was Sherman.
That was?
Yeah, that was Sherman. Because
But Ted, he cared more about the return game than he does Goody.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. I mean, their last punt return for a touchdown was 2014. And it's not like they were, taking kicks back to the house all that often. That was Micah Hyde. That was the last punt return for a touchdown.
Let me ask you guys this. Is there anything more negligible? Is there anything more tough to nail down than culture? When they compliment Rich Bisaccia's contributions to culture, what the hell does that mean? He's got a good attitude. He's walking through the halls with a swagger. That's what I want to know. You can't just hide behind culture, what he brings to our culture. I don't know what that means, Gabe.
Well, because it's hard to define somebody else's culture when you're not in the building. Like, you got to be a part of the culture to understand what he means to it, right? Like, it's the same thing of any business that you work at, right? Like, somebody outside of this building doesn't understand what certain people in Good Karma Brands would mean to the culture, and it's hard to describe, it's hard to explain. So that's what you say. And look,
what is your hope? What is your hope that Rich Bisaccia's contributions to the culture are?
Oh,
that he
he's one of
shows
the
up
leaders.
early, that he stays late,
he's a
that
leader. Like, whatever leader means to you, but that's that he is a leader in that building. We talk about coaches with Matt LaFleur, and we try to put our thumb on it. Well, okay, if this is a guy that's one of those leaders that people like and respect, more emphasis on the respect there. That's, to me, what he brings to the culture.
Can we just cut to the crap here? It sounds like a load of bull.
Cut the crap or cut to the
It
chase?
is.
Which
Well,
was
what
your
it is-
It's like, what about the Green Bay Packers culture of the past 3 years is worth preserving?
Well, I'll
What
tell
it
you,
is,
they start out really strong and then they down the
It's
stretch.
nothing more than a shield to the criticism of what he does on special teams.
Yeah.
That's
No,
to
you're
me
right.
the way
You're right.
it sounds. It sounds
the
like
culture.
We know it's not good enough, but people like him.
The culture.
Well, no, but
comes-
Chewy. But Josh, the thing they do care about though is good. The punt and kickoff coverage units are good. They don't care about returns.
But you could argue that not caring about those other elements is bad for culture. To only sit there and fixate on one element of what your job is, I would argue is not good for culture.
No, so I'm not saying Rich Bisaccia doesn't care about that. I'm saying the Packers as an organization don't care about it and haven't invested in the return game.
I don't understand that either because, all right, as an offensive player, all right, when you're starting at the 20-yard line, it's a grind. You're like, holy sugar, we got to go that far. So we got to be almost perfect here and methodically move our way. Everything changes when you hit the 35 or 40. Your mindset just changes. It's like, okay, 1 first down and we're in Goesville, right? When you're at the 20 or there, you're like, oh, man, let's just get it out of here and regain the field position battle. So your mindset is like, all right, 2 first downs, hopefully get it to the 40 and then bury him deep, stop him, and then we get the ball where we want it to. It's such a psychological thing, but I can just remember on a punt return, Desmond gets it out to the 40. Here we go. All right, we're at worst, your mindset is at worst, we're getting 3. At worst, we're getting 3. And then you go from there. So I don't understand why they don't care about the return game. I would take a great return game over a great coverage. Maybe that's just because I'm an offensive guy. Maybe that's just because I'm an offensive guy.
I would think so. Because, again, the coverage thing, because you want to prevent the things that you were just talking about, Chew.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's the inverse. The inverse of they get a great return out to the 40 or 50.
But
and
Gabe,
they're thinking that now.
It could be as well that we had the best defense in the league, and we're like, who cares?
I think we should put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I think we should put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll. Something along the lines of, Packers fans, are you okay with Rich Bisaccia's most important contribution being the culture he brings to 1265? Because I still don't know what that means. I understand, Gabe, what you're saying. It's another arbitrary leadership and the way he carries himself or the way great, but you still have to perform. And if you're in charge of a unit that is underperforming, you could argue that that's bad for culture. I want to move on very quickly to the next one. I know Joshy was working on efforting the polls. Joshy, let's go with the cornerback position. Here's Brian Gutekunst on the cornerback position, not needing wholesale changes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, again, we had some injuries there. Obviously, Hobbs, was missed for most of the season, never really got going. I thought Carrington stepped in and did a great job. I think he continues. He's a young player that's still getting better. Keyshawn obviously had a very, very good year. I think he was in the top 3 in PBUs, and he did some really good things. So do we need wholesale changes? No. I do think it's an area, though, that those guys, those guys can get hurt. They're the smaller guys on the field. We ask a lot of those guys in run support. So the depth there for me is important that we have answers.
Chew?
This is a position that I think needs to be addressed. I don't know how much we can do in free agency, but the draft we will have to. I think this group underperformed, and I was part of the problem, okay? And Hobbs was hurt, but we expected more from him, and we are going to expect more from him this upcoming year. So this is a position that needs depth, and guys have to step up because I view this as the second or third most important position group on the field. And we didn't hold up to our end of the donkey there, so we have to get better because it is such an important position on the field.
Now, the only thing I will say about that, and I was thinking about this when we were talking to Jason Wilde earlier, Gabe, I also believe that there is value in being sly like a fox, right? Clever like a fox. I don't want my GM necessarily giving out competitive advantages to other teams and tipping his hand in the direction he's going to go in the draft or free agency. And the thought has crossed my mind, guys, that maybe that also contributes to Goody's caginess in these answers. I like what Chewy said. We got to address it in the draft. We got to address it in free agency. But then are you somehow undermining that plan by letting the world know implicitly that that's your direction?
All right, Jen, we all watched the cornerback play this year. Right? We watched it. What did you think of the cornerback play this year?
Yeah.
If you didn't think it was very good, guess who else didn't think it was very good? And it's pretty obvious to everybody in the league, that could be...
But then I could make the point from a Gutekunst perspective, if everybody knows that the cornerbacks were El Stinko, everybody knows we're going to be addressing it in the offseason, what's the point in me saying it on the record?
Why not say it out loud? Why not have, sprinkle in some honesty every once in a while?
Well, on the off chance that other people aren't aware that that's a deficiency of ours, on the off chance that these other teams are paying so close attention to their own situations, an old friend of mine used to say, never volunteer your shortcomings. Which is pretty good advice. I wonder if Brian Gutekunst subscribes to that.
What if it's your face?
Oh, is this about the eye again? Yeah.
Look, he's
pretty right out there.
He's right about the wholesale changes. They can't have wholesale changes at any position. Because even though they do have some money, like they could open up some money available to them to make, a signing or two, depending upon the size of the signing and free agency. Despite them not having a first-round pick, they still have all their other picks lined up behind that. Maybe get a compensatory pick or two in there as well. You're not going to have wholesale changes anywhere. So there's going to be a core of that cornerback room that's going to be back. Whether Nate Hobbs is back, who knows? But Keyshawn Nixon's still going to be here next year, guys, because Keyshawn Nixon's really cheap. Carrington Valentine's still going to be getting some snaps next year because he's a young player who's continuing to grow. Do I expect Goody to add to that? Yes, but wholesale change. I don't expect 2 new starting corners to begin 2026.
Can I meekly offer the little devil's advocate here? Is there a potential that Brian Gutekunst and company truly view that cornerback room as good enough? And they'll probably try and add depth, which he spoke to.
Yep.
And they think the 2 guys we had out there, plus Nate Hobbs, if he's healthy, I think that's a plenty good cornerback room, especially with the improvements we're going to make to the defensive line.
I think again, because it wasn't as big of an issue when Micah Parsons was healthy.
I mean, they screamed it from the rooftops with the way they drafted.
I understand, and I hear you on a devil's advocate position, but anytime someone says good enough, I dry heave.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about an organization like the Green Bay Packers where the standard is excellence.
Yeah, but you can't be excellent at every position.
I understand that, but at least attempt to be excellent. It seems like what Joshy is arguing, and again, I'm not saying you're wrong, is that they're going, man, we got other fish to fry. Let's just do the best we can to put some bodies out there, fill the positions, if you will, and it's good enough. That gives me hives, if I'm being honest. And again, I'm not saying that that's what they're saying. I understand your position, but good enough? I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's good enough if one player is on the field. If that player's not on the field and we anticipate him not playing the first handful of games, this defense is average at best. And then
I
you're
think
going to take Quay Walker out of the equation.
After Michael went down, I think that the numbers reflect what you're saying.
Second round pick, first opportunity they have to really add a young, youthful guy that could improve the position. Are they going defensive tackle or are they going cornerback?
Yes, it's one of those two.
I would say with almost certainty they're going defensive tackle. Yes, they want a big guy to influence the game that way.
Yeah, it all depends upon who's there, right, in the second round.
Right.
If there's a run for defensive tackles right before they pick, then it could be a corner or the inverse. But it's going to be one of those 2 positions. I'm very confident.
All right, we still got one more to get to. We'll get to it on the other side of this break. Go ahead, Gabe.
Navigating today's complex market takes more than a bank. It takes a strategic partner. At Fifth Third Bank, we help businesses manage risk and solve financial challenges with industry-specific expertise in local decision-making. For 167 years, for nearly 20 right here in Milwaukee, we've been empowering growth and solutions like commercial payments, capital structure optimization, and risk mitigation strategies. Big enough to deliver sophisticated solutions, yet local enough to make decisions that matter. Connect with the Milwaukee team today to experience the difference that only Fifth Third can provide. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Couple of accidents on southbound 43. One southbound at Good Hope Road and off on the left shoulder. Crews are on the scene, so that's going to get a little sticky for a little while. We've got backups from Brown Deer Road to that point. And then we have another accident at Silver Spring off on the left shoulder as well. And that's going to be slow pretty much past that scene all the way down to about North Avenue. Westbound 94 backing up from 27th Street past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up from just before 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th Street. And then northbound 4394 slow out of the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve all the way up to Beecher. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. Valentine's Day is around the corner. Time to get a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors. Order at kringle.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, light snow likely, around an inch possible, a high of 32. Tonight, chance of snow or a wintry mix, a low of 25. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home, Blow, and Bailey Combs. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and if you're serious about getting more active this year, listen up. The Pickler in Menominee Falls is indoor pickleball, and it's for everybody, whether you're brand new or just trying to move more. Right now, they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. They'll teach you everything. So stop talking about your New Year's resolutions and go do something about it. Stop in at The Pickler in Menominee Falls or call the club for more details.
St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care switched from a previous vendor to business technology from James Imaging Systems. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
The service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. It's not just all about the money. We're getting value here as well.
Robert Prang, CIO at Tri-City National Bank, likes the fact that James Imaging is local.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
And Junior Achievement of Wisconsin VP of Enterprise Services, Lori Salzman, had this advice for others.
If anybody is looking for a good partner that is there to help find solutions, call James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Hey, this is Jason Wilde from Wilde & Town. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Racine Danish Kringles has you covered with their heart-shaped Kringle. You know my family loves Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles, and sometimes they share it with me. Racine Danish Kringles offers a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors to send to your loved one. Order at kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yes, that would have been much worse than what ended up happening.
Finally got the which would be worse and what would be better. Finally,
Yes.
we figured it out.
You can't just be showing your junk on national TV.
It would have got a lot of clicks.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you're heading to a Milwaukee Bucks game, you can make a bet at Potawatomi Sportsbook and catch a shuttle to Fiserv Forum. It's super easy, guys. You just got to make a purchase or a bet. They'll give you a wristband. You can get on the shuttle. It's right in the annex next to the Potawatomi Sportsbook. That's where pickup and drop-offs will be. This could not be simpler and a great way to go to Potawatomi, make a bet, grab a beverage, and then go to the Bucks game on a shuttle to Fiserv Forum. Shuttles begin departing Potawatomi 1 hour and 15 minutes before game time. Bet above the rest only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. All right, we got one last Brian Gutekunst. Chewy plays Goody. And it is about Rashawn Gary. What a shock. Let's hear from Brian Gutekunst on Rashawn Gary and expecting him back.
Yeah, like I said, I expect all these guys in their contract to be back, but we're just getting started into kind of looking how we're going to build out the team for next year. I thought he started out really, really strong. I mean, obviously he had a lot of production early. I think he ended up with 60-some pressures and 7.5 sacks, which, that's nothing to I mean, that's a pretty good production in the National Football League. I did think towards the end of the year he wasn't as productive as he was at the beginning. So certainly that'll be something I'm sure he looks at personally, and we look at as a team, is how we can continue to make sure that his production level is the same at the beginning and the end of the season.
Chewy, how would you have answered a question about Rashawn Gary's production and future in Green Bay?
Well, right now we're going through the evaluation stage and seeing what we are going to be doing when it comes to next year's roster. He did start off very well, but then he tapered off the end of the season where he wasn't as effective as he should have been. He's getting paid a lot of money. When you pay a person like that a lot of money, you expect a certain standard. So we will be discussing that as an organization and deciding on which way we are going to go.
I like how you conflated discussing and disgusting. It was Freudian, is what I think. That was a Freudian slip by you,
but
too.
To the point where they coddle these players so much. I mean, I still can't get out of my head when Rashawn Gary was being interviewed, and he said that he was having a great year. That means no one's calling him out. It's funny, Angie says it to me all the time when I say I'm smart, and she'll reply by saying, "You're 100 miles from smart." I would say that to Rashawn Gary. You're 100 miles from great.
Put that one in the bank there, Josh. You're going to have to save that one.
I don't know if it's true. Maybe not 100. I would say more of 50. 100 seems a lot.
I mean, who am I to disagree with your wife, Jew?
But I think I can say Rashawn Gary is 100 miles from good or great.
Great.
No, I think he used the word great.
Yeah, he did, Jew. He did. I think you're right. Again, I guess the whole, saying that we expect those guys to be back is just really weird, because you don't expect all those guys to be back. You know that you're probably going to offer them a lowball deal if you offer them anything at all, and then you're going to release them, because those are the two contracts that are going to open up the most money to make you be able to do whatever you want to do in free agency.
Who?
Rashawn and Elton Jenkins.
I think
those are the two deals that open up the most money.
I think that question and answer by Goody is the closest thing to Aaron Jones that we have.
Dude, let me ask you a question, too. Again, are you okay with him strategizing his way through that, not showing his hand to the league, maybe not showing his hand to the players, and saying things that might not be true in order to maintain some level of competitive advantage?
No, my fear is he's delusional, and he doesn't want to admit to his mistake. And it's the same with Hobbs. Dude, you messed up. You screwed up. Okay? And you had plenty of evidence not to do it. His knock at Michigan was that he didn't have a motor. And if you look at his numbers at Michigan, they're kind of laughable for the number one. I believe he was the number one recruit in all of football, right? And then how many times, Gabe, did we hear, well, his ACL, his ACL, his ACL. You got to give him. It's just they constantly make excuses for this guy. And I can tell you this with not 100, but high certainty. Ron would have cut his ass already. Would have sent him packing. And I know it's a different game, but Ron wouldn't do this, man. Especially with high money players. He'd be like, dude, you're gone. Because even look at Buckley. I mean, He got rid of Buckley, and that was a fifth pick in the draft.
5th overall pick, yeah.
He got rid of him before he even offered him a second contract. You know? So I just, you screw up, it's fine. You admit it. I mean, we don't expect you to be 100% on every decision you make, but I think people would give him a lot more leeway if he admitted to his mistakes.
It's funny, the stream of consciousness that sometimes takes place in my brain. It's a dangerous place. But immediately as Chewy's talking about Buckley and he's talking about Ron and talking about Goody and Rashawn Gary, my brain goes to the Indiana Jones scene where Indy is trying to reach the Holy Grail and his father is above. And he's like, I can get it. I can get it if I can just. And he's reaching his finger out and he's trying to get the Holy Grail. And Sean Connery plays his father and he's like, Indy, let it go. And that's what I'm thinking when it comes to Rashawn Gary and Nate Hobbs and Brian Gutekunst. Somebody needs to be the Sean Connery father figure and say, Goody, let it go.
Well, but if you need depth, I still think that they're going to hold on to Hobbs, because if you need depth at that position, releasing him does nothing. It doesn't help you solve anything.
And you don't save any money either.
Correct.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Well, you save $800,000. Excuse me. You save $800,000, Chew, against the salary cap. That's going up $25 million.
One last thing I want you guys to hear before we take a break here on this section. Goody did say this about where his team ranks when it comes to championship level squads. Take a listen.
Yeah, no, again, we don't run from those expectations ever, Bill. We were 9-3-1, and I didn't think we had played particularly great football during the season. I thought we had moments, but I thought we had an opportunity to kind of round into form there in the second half of the season, and obviously it didn't work out that way. So I did think there were moments where we played at a very, very high level, championship football type level, but it wasn't consistent enough. We didn't sustain it. So those are, I think, as we go into this offseason, we continue to evaluate 2025 before we get on to 2026. Okay. It's on the front of our minds.
That feels candid, Chew. That feels like...
That does, but let me ask you this, Jen. Does LaFleur, because they're equal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Goody's the boss, that's fine in saying that. But I can guarantee you that LaFleur, who listens to probably everything, probably sees that as a shot. Because LaFleur could say, well, you know what? Do better in the draft. Or don't sign free agents that can't play. And that's the problem I have with this structure right now, them being equal. Because what went down with Terrell Buckley, you had Holmgren and Ray Rhodes saying, this dude can't play. I don't want him playing. This is what we heard inside the building. And then Ron overrode them and said, you play him. And then I think Ron came to the realization of, this dude can't play. And Ron woke up and he's like, smell you later. Don't let the door hit you in the ass.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We've got Superb Owl Squares coming up next. So get your dialing fingers ready. 800-990-3776. That's the number to call. This is your cue to call if you want to play Superb Owl Squares. It's presented by PCI.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got backups on 43 southbound, mainly because of a couple of accidents. First of all, there's one just before Good Hope Road off on the left shoulder, big delays coming in from Brown Deer Road. Then we've got another one further south, right around Silver Spring, also on the left shoulder. Delays are heading past that one are actually pretty good. We're not seeing too many issues. Where you start to see the delays is just before Hampton, and it's going to take you all the way down to North Avenue. Northbound on 4394, backing up from the Plainfield curb all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue to the KK River crossing. Back on the brakes from Beecher Street up and over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94, heavy from about 30th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has got some backups from just before 84th Street to Hawley Road, and again coming out of the Stadium Interchange to 35th Street. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, light snow likely, around an inch possible, a high of 32. Tonight, chance of snow or a wintry mix, a low of 25. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin is still cattle country. And that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing up the third tournament of the season with another can't-miss event and $1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Olson, inviting you to a two-man scramble at the iconic TPC Scottsdale, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious state-of-the-art simulator. Sign up now at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and teams must get their round in by February 28th. Your chance to take on TPC Scottsdale starts today at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com.
Two hearts are interlinked,
intertwined,
permanently connected like two links in a chain.
the perfect symbol of a lifetime commitment.
One of the hearts is silver white.
The other is silver pink.
And each of the hearts is inlaid with tiny little diamonds that glitter like stars on a clear winter night.
The interlinked hearts are hanging on to each other as they dangle on the end of a chain.
Another perfect symbol of having a life partner.
It's not only the perfect symbol of a lifetime commitment, it's an incredibly beautiful diamond pendant.
Just $238.
The Kissing Hearts diamond pendant is part of the Kissing Hearts collection at Kessler's.
Even though it's just $238, it's still one of the most expensive things in the collection.
I'm buying the two-tone Kissing Hearts cross.
The mother and child is spellbinding.
There's a Kissing Hearts ring.
Kissing Hearts earrings.
And 19 other Kissing Hearts pendants.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Many wins. Many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Big news from Carbless, a fan favorite and one of my favorites. Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. Zero sugar, zero carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm right-handed, but like
I'm with Gabe here. Yeah, I feel more confident in my left hand here, just cupping right now, other than my other hand cupping.
Mostly because I also.
I get a lot more work on the right hand.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Superb Owl Squares is back, and it's a total game changer. Listen to our show all week long for a chance to get squares presented by Professional Construction, Inc. Our winner takes home a virtual interior design service. It's valued at $500 plus a $100 Home Depot gift card, compliments of PCI. And just to be clear, that's the big winner at the end, right? After the big game is all said and done, whoever wins our Superb Owl Squares board wins this grand prize. We may have a few other things up our sleeve. Let the pros draw up the winning play. Learn more about their virtual interior design service at professionalconstructioninc.com. Superb Owl Squares is presented by Professional Construction, Inc. All right, it didn't go so great earlier today. Hopefully we have a little more luck on this round of Superb Owl Squares. Mike in Franklin, you're up first. Are you ready to play Superb Owl Squares presented by PCI?
Yes, I'm hoping for a layup.
All right, here we go. Patriots, Seahawks this week. Patriots quarterback Drake May, he's going to be one of the youngest quarterbacks to ever start a Super Bowl, but he's not the youngest. Who is the youngest quarterback to ever start a Super Bowl?
I think I got the answer to this one, hopefully. Dan Marino, 23.
Yep.
Dan Marino, 23 years, 127 days in Super Bowl 19. I believe Drake May is going to be 23 in 162 days. So just a little bit older than Dan.
Just a smidge. Congratulations, Mike. You're our big winner on this portion of Superb Owl Squares. If you didn't get through today, tomorrow will be your last chance to join our big board for the big game. That was a little anticlimactic. Like, I was like, last time we had like 5 or 6, and they were hard questions, and we were kind of poring over them. And then Mike comes out and right out of the gate just nails the Dan Marino answer.
Are the himbos done?
We got a new batch.
Oh, you got an... Oh, okay.
But we still might sneak some of the Packers ones in tomorrow.
You want some Packers ones? Gabe, give Chew a couple Packers ones.
We've got a couple. Okay. There's one player with 3 total touchdowns in Packers Super Bowl history. Name the player.
Hulu Duck.
That's correct. Antonio Freeman scored 1 in Super Bowl 31. He had 2 in 32.
For the new folks out there, why do you call him Hulu Duck?
No idea. I didn't. I think Leroy came up with it. And I never got an explanation. Maybe because he runs a little bit like a duck? Google.
But I don't think he doesn't really run like a duck. Like he was pretty
Hold on, I'm gonna Google it.
He was pretty quick.
Who? Could this be scary or what?
What exactly are you hoping to find?
Hulu Duck. I want to know who Hulu Duck is. Lou.
How are you?
Duck.
Are you spelling it like Hulu, Hulu, or are you spelling it WHOLEW, duck?
Or LOO?
Yeah.
You got a lot of options.
Okay.
There. HOLOO. I mean,
the first one is Cindy Lou Who Duck. Have you ever heard of it?
Cindy Lou Who, who's a character from Seuss.
And unless they've remade The Grinch Who Stole Christmas with all ducks, which I don't think they have. Maybe they have. I don't have kids, Jen. You do. Have they remade The Grinch Who Stole Christmas with all the characters being ducks?
I'm unfamiliar if they have.
All right.
And I like to pride myself of having seen all of the animated films that are out there. No. What else you got? Anything else for Hulu Duck?
Who is Lou Duck's dad?
Okay, enough. The internet is letting us down.
Who do Duck?
Gabe, you got one more Packers question you can ask our big guy before we take a break?
The thing with Chewy is he's going to know a lot of these. When you play in a Super Bowl, kind of eliminates all the fun.
You are giving him a lot of credit.
So is it 25 miles from smart?
No. When it comes to football, Chew, you're just smart.
Okay.
And especially when it comes to your career, you're smart. Other stuff, is a little different.
Not so much?
A little different.
Okay.
It just depends, though, because then there'll be things that you just have unusual depth of knowledge on, right? And we'll be
does he? Or does he make it seem like he's got... Yeah. This seems like he's got depth of knowledge.
Horticulturalist.
Because it always seems he's got like 70%. He's like 70% of the way there, but he doesn't get all the way there with the knowledge that you are referencing.
It's a confidence play.
I'm big on useless information, which we all need from time to time.
Well, then it wouldn't be useless. We're getting lost on the definition of useless then, which we all need from time to time. Well, then it would be useful.
Well, then you're saying that one of my all-time greatest lines, knowledge is knowledge, even if it's wrong.
Not even a little
is
bit.
a true statement. It's an absolute yes.
I knew we were going to get back here.
Always do. You start talking about Chewy and his smarts, it always somehow comes back to... Which, honestly, I think that line by Chewy represents...
Chewy's
his
intelligence?
smarts.
Yeah, I think you're right. You haven't given us an all-timer in a while, though. Like, that's an all-timer. And I think you're due for one.
Yeah, because I gave the other one that's a drop, Gabe, is plumbing, you're going to get wet. Electricity, you're going to die.
Yep. Yeah, these are just life lessons that you've learned along
the
way.
Good advice.
Yeah. Life lessons you've picked up along the way.
I'll have to come up with one.
All right. Well, don't try too hard.
I was going to say, I don't know if you really have to try. It's a gift you have.
I just got a text from Larry. Hi, Larry. Oh my God! It's a picture of Frank curling.
Oh, like the sport?
Yes, and he's bent over in the tightest pants possible.
Is this a current photo of Frank?
Like he's with him now and he's curling?
Is it an AI-generated photo?
Is he in Italy?
Would he be in Milan? Is he doing something with the Olympics?
He's supposed to be here for my birthday.
Wait, no, your birthday's still a little ways off. I got it on the calendar.
But Angie's having a rager.
For your birthday.
You know what she hired?
A stripper?
No, I wish. Good answer, though.
No, it wasn't really
She
a good
hired-
answer. Jen knew full well that was not the answer.
She hired a mentalist.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
gonna be creeped out. You're gonna be.
Wait, so a knockoff
we already
of,
interviewed him.
what's
He's
his-
English. He's great. He does a lot of work at Disney. And he did one trick that was just, I don't know how they do it.
I told you guys about my mentalist experience, right?
With Oz?
Oz, yes, Oz the mentalist.
He's not the wizard.
How do you spell?
Same way.
Same way.
Then
just
it's
pronounced.
not O's.
Yeah, that's on O's.
No.
Needs an extra O or an umlaut or something.
Well, but you throw an extra ooh in there, then it becomes ooze.
No, we're the guy from that meme. No. Why would you? Don't you see? Can't you
So what
see?
happened with the mentalist?
Oh, he crushed it. He made me text my girlfriend something, and then he knew what I texted her. He knew her name. He knew what I texted her. And then there was one other layer to it. I can't remember at this point, but that one blew my mind. I immediately called my girlfriend and was like, "You are never going to believe what just happened."
So he did this one with me where he put an envelope. No, ever since he started, the envelope was on the wall behind me, right? And we were doing it through Zoom call because he's out by Orlando. And the envelope was there the whole time. So he said, okay, I'm making a movie. I need to come up with a title. So he goes to Ange. He's like, for the first word, give me a word that starts with T and ends in E. Angie says the. And then he goes, Mark, give me a color. I said green. And then he goes to Angie. He's like, okay, give me a furry animal. Angie goes, fox. And then he goes, Mark, give me a lead actress in the movie. So I'm trying to screw him up the whole time. And I said, Sydney Sweeney. Reaches behind, grabs the envelope, unfolds the paper, the green fox, and on the backside in cursive, it said Sydney Sweeney. What the hell? How? Tell me how.
I mean, the to me was the obvious one.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right?
that
So
was-
he eliminates that one as any sort of.
Yeah.
It's T and E, first word.
But green,
I can't even come
out
up
of
with
all
an
the colors?
alternative. Of all the colors, how many colors do you think there are?
Oh, lavender.
Oh, come on. No one's saying lavender.
Oh,
right?
that's a
Periwinkle.
lie.
Even if you are, you're still up to like 12.
So in the huddle, our cadence was always green, blue.
You probably
and
knew
when
that
we were,
too. Green
when
17.
but when we were crushing a team, Brett would come up like lavender 99, or he'd go mauve 2. So there's a lot of colors out
Mauve's
there.
a good one.
And then a furry animal.
There's a lot of furry animals.
Yeah, but how was it behind a screen?
Are there?
Really?
Or are we talking again like maybe 12?
Did he mail you this?
He had the
No,
envelope. The
he
mentalist had the envelope.
He had the envelope stuck to the wall behind him.
And look, you're a red-blooded American male. Sydney Sweeney, it feels like it's not that far of a reach at this point.
No way.
I'm not, again, Hunter weighing in on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. Less is more. He says, what about a stripper mentalist?
Don't see too much crossover in those two.
I'll ask her. I'll see what she says to that.
In this envelope, I have the piece of clothing I'm going to take off next. Oh, shirt. Oh, look at that. Nailed it.
Oh, you've got 2 of them. I had no idea.
We got to take a break. We've got off the rails. Jen Gabe and Chewy rolls on right after this.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. the best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I would just say that right now I think all options are on the table. I think that they went through that trade thing and they talked to teams, and it's not like those talks are shut down.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino, Tony Wendorf and Associates, and Smart 18 Union on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Make your next activation or event a slam dunk with Captivate Exhibits, your leader in transforming spaces and creating brand experiences that truly stand out and connect. If you can dream it, Captivate can design it, build it, and activate it. From trade shows and events to enhancing interior spaces like your lobby, history wall, or break room, Captivate Exhibits turns ideas into highlight reels. With over 32 years of award-winning experience, Captivate delivers every time, always beating the buzzer. Get started with your next big idea today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, guys, quick PSA. Forgetting Valentine's Day flowers is not the move. Get it right this year. Send farm fresh flowers from the Books Company. And right now, get 25% off with code CANTY. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game, so order now. Go to Books.com and use code CANTY for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thanks, Ernie. I'm going to Venmo you that money right after the show.
You can't. You don't know how to use Venmo.
Made my workload much less. But Ernie,
you don't know how to
Ernie,
do it, and I don't know
does
how to
it ever?
it. So
yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we are now 2 hours closer from when we started the show to the NBA trade deadline this afternoon. Still feeling pretty confident. And it sounds like Brian Windhorst agrees. What was the quote from Brian Windhorst this morning? That unless there's some secret deal going on, he doesn't see Giannis being moved by the trade deadline. I think Bucks fans should breathe a sigh of relief. I think that gives John Horst another opportunity to convince Giannis that he can put together a championship caliber roster. It will take buy-in from Giannis, but I think it helps keep him in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform for the long-term future, not just the foreseeable, Gabe?
We'll have to wait and see. I mean,
you're not as convinced, is what you're telling me, which is fine. That's totally fine.
If the Bucks would have received an offer that they wanted, I'm guessing they would have accepted it. But they want players and picks. Nobody right now has players and the picks that they're looking for. Maybe that changes this summer, but it does give them that opportunity to try to put something together, to try to convince Giannis, hey, yes, you can win a championship here. Like he told Eric Name in the Athletic piece yesterday. Hey, I want to be here, but I don't want to be fighting and clawing to make the playoffs. I want to be here and compete for championships. So now it's on the Bucks. Again, if we get through the next 5 hours, it's on the Bucks to try to convince Giannis that that is something that is possible in 26-27 and 27-28.
So, Gabe, if they're not in the lottery, forget about it?
If they're not in the lottery, I mean, again, they would have to actually make the playoffs to not be in the lottery, Chew. Mm-hmm. And we'll have to wait and see how much longer Giannis is actually out. Because, again, yes, these last 2 nights have been good for the Bucks, but they also had a game on Sunday where they scored 79 against the Celtics. Right? It's just going to be a wildly inconsistent team, even when Giannis is on the floor.
We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll this morning. Will Giannis be on the Bucks after the trade deadline today? 82% of people said yes. We also asked you, do you view Rich Bisaccia's contributions to the Packers cultures as valuable? 81% of people are saying no. Basically that culture is not enough to justify Rich Bisaccia being as highly regarded as he is inside those walls. Don't forget, guys, today from noon until 2, wall-to-wall NBA trade deadline coverage. Will Giannis be traded or will the Bucks stand pat? We've got the trade deadline show today from noon until 2. Gabe Neitzel, Ben Brust, Alex Strofe. Meanwhile, Wilde and Tausch is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
We have issues on 43. First of all, a crash just south of Brown Deer Road